Audio Jungle.
Welcome to yet another edition of WDW After Dark, the live and uncensored weekly webcast for adult Disney fans. Thanks for tuning in to us live on YouTube. Our YouTube page or YouTube channel is WDW After Dark. You just go ahead and search for it or type in youtube.com/WDW After Dark. You can also find us streaming on our website at WDWAfterdark.com. We've got a great show for you, a lot of Disney headline news for this week, and we are back. Eric is here, Kristen is here, Jeff is here. How goes it, everyone?
Greetings. How's everybody doing? How are you?
I'm doing fair to middling, which is better than null and void.
Eric, we missed you last week. I wasn't there last week either. I was on the road, much like I am today. But how are you doing this week, Eric?
I'm doing better than I was last Friday. We'll just put it that way.
Well, that's good. Better is good.
Better is always good. Unless it's best, in which case, well, it's not quite as good. But, you know, that's neither here nor there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jeff, how are we doing this week? We doing all right, buddy?
It was a long week. Well, not a long. I only worked 3 days this week, but each day was grueling and everything. But I got to tell you, you two really missed out last week's show. Kristen and I had a fantastic time talking about our Walt Disney World trips on WDW After Dark, and it was the first time that it was just me and her actually doing a show. So it was lots of fun. Lots of fun.
Wow.
If they have not listened to the podcast or, watched the previous show, you need to go back and watch it because we had a fantastic time.
That is hilarious that you mentioned that, Jeff, because I tell you, man, I had a great time listening to the podcast, which, by the way, you can find on iTunes, Stitcher, thanks to the We Be Geeks Podcast Network. So it was a lot of fun hearing the Jeff and Kristen show, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Kristen, how about you? How was your week?
It was good. It's been a little crazy, but good, I guess.
Good, I guess. A little blah. The
a
winter
little stressful, so
Well, the winter storms.
Better. It's Friday.
The winter storms are hitting the United States pretty hard right now. So no matter where you are in the world, we do appreciate you taking the time to tune into the show. Really quickly, the show is made possible by you, our fans, our viewers, and our listeners through the podcast. You want to help support the show? It's very simple. All you have to do is check out WDWAfterdark.com and click that link to magicaljourneysvacations.com. Kristen, book your Disney trip. Hey, she doesn't just do Disney. She also does Universal Studios. She can also hook you up with the Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, and so much more. So she will make the job easy for you, and you'll save money to boot. You won't be able to do that if you book directly with the big company. The mouse wants all your money, and Kristen wants to help you save money so you can spend it on more things at the mouse. So be sure to check out. we know this to be true, right?
Right. Yeah.
Save money, yeah, we're going to spend some more money. So that's a win-win for everybody.
Me, I'm just impressed that you did all this just on the spur of the moment fly without a script.
What, me?
Yes, you.
Why is that? You guys do the same thing on the radio.
I just call it impressive ad-libbing. That's all I'm doing.
Thank you.
Eric, you do the same thing every single time you do your show, so stop that.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not good.
Oh, that's what you do. I mean, hey, I listen to Smoke Review. I listen to DW60 and everything. So, hey, totally I understand. So, at any rate, yes, visit wdwticketroom.com and click that link. You can also support the show by buying your movie tickets through Fandango. Also, don't forget our Amazon links because the holidays are coming up. You don't want to be left behind. There's tons of Black Friday stuff that is being sold at a discount right now, in fact.
Yes.
Look, I know everyone.
It's like Target put it out there like, ooh, our ad got leaked. And then after that, it's like everybody's like, here's our early Black Friday deals.
Right. What do you think this is, Target WikiLeaks?
I don't think so. It's not like it showed up on some other site. It was on Target site. That's not leaking.
That's right. You're not fooling anyone, Target. You are not fooling anyone, Target. Yes. So go ahead and start shopping. Start adding things to your wish list and support the show as well. The other thing you can do to help support the show is help spread the word. You know what we really appreciate is the fact that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our podcast via iTunes and Stitcher Radio. So go ahead and make it happen. And once again, let everyone know that you're following at WDW After Dark on Facebook and WDW After Dark Webcast on Facebook, or did I say Facebook? And, of course, Twitter. And this, of course, happens right after Eric Allen tells me I'm a good ad-libber. So let's get into what we all are here for, which is to discuss Disney headline news. And we've got a bunch of news. We're going to kick things off, as we regularly do on the show, with Jeff, the news monster, Davis. What do we have on tap for today?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Aljon Go. And, of course, Walt Disney World has definitely kicked off the holiday season with a bang. It's holidays, trees, wreaths, Santa, all kinds of things all around the theme parks at the Walt Disney World Resort. And they have got literally a variety of special events to make the season more, merry and bright, I guess you could say.
Would that be a plethora? Would that be a cornucopia?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
That would be a metric buttload.
Wow. The metric buttload goes with merry and bright, so very, very, very.
There you go.
Very nice. But what I figured I would do, since it was kind of a quiet week at the Walt Disney World Resort, we figured we'd take a tour of all the holiday events and happenings going on at the Walt Disney World Resort, just in case you're going to be headed there tomorrow or sometimes in December, or if you're even brave enough to head there for Christmas itself. And good luck to you if you plan on doing that. But we figured we'd go around the entire parks and check out what's going to be going on. Of course, the big one that everybody wants to check out, and we've all experienced a little bit of it in our Disney trips throughout the years, and that's the Magic Kingdom. But this year, it's kicking off a little bit differently. And Kristen, we mentioned this just for a minute last week. Frozen has taken over once again at the Walt Disney World Resort when it comes to the holidays, and it's called a Frozen Holiday Wish. It kicked off last week, actually, with a live streaming event of a new Frozen Holiday Wish show right there in front of Cinderella Castle. And according to the Disney Parks blog, the resort is going to be sharing a number of live streaming events throughout the season. So you're going to want to watch the Disney Parks blog very closely to see when that happens. And also watch the blog post over at Sorcerer Radio at srsounds.com as well to check out when those are going to be. But if you haven't seen the current one that is on, you still can check out the Walt Disney World YouTube page, I believe, and check out A Frozen Holiday Wish, which is available to view. Of course, there's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party going on. As always, it's an annual hard ticket party that shows off the best and most festive side of the Walt Disney World Resort during the holidays. Now, that event's going to be happening from 7 p.m. to midnight on select nights from November the 7th through December the 19th, in addition to the returning Christmas party attractions like the fireworks show this year. debuts new Frozen additions to Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade. Poor Aljon shaking his head. And a new meet and greet with Jack Skellington as Sandy Claus in Storybook Circus, which is a nice addition. And the Holiday Hootenanny over at the Diamond Horseshoe, which a lot of people really do enjoy. Now, the entertainment schedule is packed, so you need to really decide what you want to see and what you may not really need to see, because there's a lot to offer when it comes to the Magic Kingdom. You've got Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade featuring the Frozen characters. You've got a Frozen Holiday Wish. You've got Celebrate the Magic. You've got Holiday Wishes. You've got Celebrate the Season. And since a Frozen Holiday Wish and Celebrate the Magic are offered on non-party nights, you may get an opportunity to see some of the other stuff without having to go see that again. So that's actually a good idea. If you're going to the Magic Kingdom on a non-hard ticket event night, check out that stuff. That way you can skip it when you do the Christmas party. Think of it that way, okay?
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think it would be, and I think Disney was smart for doing that too, to give people an opportunity to get to enjoy the other things while they're there at the Magic Kingdom. Also, there are 2 dance parties that have some interesting characters. The Holiday Hootenanny at the Diamond Horseshoe Saloon is going to be featuring the Country Bears, Clarabelle Cow, Horse Race Horse Collar, and Clara Cluck. Club Tinsel at Cosmic Rays featuring Phineas and Ferb. Plus, there are 18 character appearance spots marked on the event map, so you need to check out that map when you get into the park, when you head for that big event. The big new addition, though, is Sandy Claus making his very first event appearance at Storybook Circus, right there in the new Fantasyland area, so you definitely watch. I think he talks, too. I think he's actually able to talk, so that's a nice little, I guess, addition to it. Now, if you're hungry or if you're thirsty, then Magic Kingdom is definitely the place to be, because cocoa and cookies, or for you healthy alternative people out there, should you want them, those are going to be available throughout the Walt Disney World Resort at the Magic Kingdom. At the Sunshine Tree Terrace, you've got Tortuga Tavern, Columbia Harbor House, Pinocchio Village House, Tomorrowland Terrace, Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe, and also the Crystal Palace. But don't forget about merchandise. Eric?
Merchandising.
Thank you. Exactly.
How can you forget the shopping?
As much as I, as you can see, love food, I love the shopping at the same time. That's the good part about it. Now, you've got event merchandise, including pin, T-shirts, ornaments, limited edition magic bands. Ooh. But they are available at different locations throughout the Magic Kingdom. You've got the Emporium Frontier Trading Post, where you get the pin only. The old Christmas shop, shirts and pins and ornaments only at that shop. Big Top Souvenirs will have some magic bands, and then Star Traders will have the shirt and the pin. Now, when it comes to attractions, don't forget about those. Even though you've got food, you've got merchandise, you got characters and fireworks and all this other stuff, most park rides are going to be open during the event, including the Jingle Cruise and the new Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, without a fire, hopefully. Based on wait times during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, cast members said the line for the Mine Train usually about 30 to 45 minutes. So, good opportunity for you to ride that attraction if you have not checked it out yet, instead of waiting 75 minutes like I did in line to get
Hey, Jeff?
Yeah.
If there isn't another fire, like, say, during the Merry Merry Christmas Party, will they offer, like, roasting chestnuts over it? Disney always wants to spin it into a new event, No tradition like a new tradition.
Well, they're not hearing anything but Frozen right now, Eric, so...
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I'm just going to go ahead and call it. I'm suffering from hypothermia. I've had too much overexposure to Frozen.
That'll happen.
Frostbite.
Frostbite. There you go.
Yeah. Literally, you would get that. Now, myself, I'm not exactly a big attractions person when it comes to these hard ticket events where you're paying an extra X amount of money to go into the Magic Kingdom and enjoy the party. That time should be set aside for during the day, in my opinion. Enjoy the attractions and everything else. But that's when the festivities really begin at the Magic Kingdom, is during these events, and that's what I would prefer to spend my time doing. So if you can get all the attractions done as possible and enjoy the shows and the characters and the food and the shopping and everything else, and enjoy a attraction maybe, I guess, I don't know. But lots of stuff happening in the Magic Kingdom now.
You know what? The only time during those parties that I ever ride an attraction is during the Halloween party, and it's only the Haunted Mansion because they have the lady sitting out on the bench.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only time I'll ride one. That's it.
Yep.
Or if there's a complete walk-on, if we don't have anything else to do.
But there's so much other stuff to
do.
Thanks, Star Wars 12. Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Something happened?
Why do we have two Erics?
Got double Erics.
Ah!
It's an interesting night if you've got two Erics. Oh my gosh, wow.
It's now freaking out. It's like, really?
There's one and there's two. It's like twins.
It's doppelganger.
The world is not ready for two of me. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think they are. I don't think they are at all.
That was a really cool effect.
It was, actually.
It's like we're seeing double.
I know, right?
I'm like a foreigner song. Fill my eyes with that double vision.
Oh, wow, man. It's the
like I said, the Magic Kingdom full of stuff. But Epcot is not to be left out because Epcot is what we like to call, it's an international Yuletide extravaganza. There's a lot of different things happening at Epcot. They're in Future World and they're in the World Showcase. You can experience a world of cheer with, unique entertainment celebrating the spirit of the season. You've got the sights and the sounds of some of the world's greatest holiday traditions right there at Epcot. And it starts with the holidays around the world there. You've got the music, the food favorites, the time-honored traditions. They all come alive with costume performers and a representation of Kris Kringle himself from each country, usually, that you can enjoy and hear different stories being told by that person. The kids absolutely love this stuff. Getting to see what Santa Claus means and looks like in different countries around the world, which is really interesting. Now, a very big draw, and I have to tell you, you've got to get there early if you want a good seat because you don't want to miss it. The Candlelight Processional going on at 5 o'clock, 6:45, and 8:15 p.m. It is literally one of the most beloved holiday traditions over at Epcot. It's a retelling of the Christmas story, and it is done by a celebrity narrator accompanied by
What? Did you say Christmas?
Christmas, yes.
Say Christmas?
This isn't like where the kid wants the Red Ryder BB gun Christmas story, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Oh, no. What Christmas story is it?
What do you mean, what Christmas story is it?
Well, I don't know. In this day and age, Christmas is kind of a dirty word.
They don't want you to say that. Oh, no. Oh, gosh, it's terrible. But I'm
not going to get into a political tirade here, but, there's a lot of stuff that went on regarding the term Christmas. So,
right.
Anyway.
Sarcasm is just one more service that we offer here on WDW After Dark.
Yes.
But the celebrity narrators that they choose every single year are next to fantastic and do a wonderful, wonderful job. Now we've got 3 different new ones this year, like Jonathan Groff, and also, who was it, Joe Morton as well was one of them. But some of the regulars, we also have narrators this year, like Neil Patrick Harris, Whoopi Goldberg, Isabella Rossellini, Blair Underwood, Stephen Curtis Chapman, some of the really big draws. And I'd love to be able to see Neil Patrick Harris. I would think he does probably a fantastic job. Now, this all goes on over at the American Gardens Theater. It's a spectacle held on select nights, but the good thing about it is you do not have to buy an extra ticket to see this. But like I said, get there early. Due to its popularity, seats fill up very, very quickly. And attendance is a first-come, first-served basis. All entertainment and celebrity narrators are subject to change without notice whatsoever. So if,
So Doogie freaking Howser could be a no-show, and, you'll just have to suck it up and like it.
He could, but he won't. I'll tell you, after all of this nickel and diamond Disney business going on in 2014, you would think that they would have charged some type of, cover because of the popularity of said event.
Shh! Bite your tongue, Aljon.
No,
Don't give them
what are you doing?
ideas.
I'm just saying, it's par for the course.
Bad Asian. Bad.
Did you just say bad Asian?
Talk to yourself. Don't share them.
Hit the mute button when you do that. Okay?
Because, as much as I love the Disney parks, I think that, once again, this year, Disney's getting greedier and greedier, and I hate it.
Well, if you're wanting to pay for something, and you feel the need to pay for something when it comes to the Candlelight Processional, Aljon, I've got an option for you. It's the Candlelight Processional dining packages.
I knew that we were going with that.
Yeah, exactly.
How did I know?
I know. How'd you know? And it's not just dining, but it's also a way to ensure that you have a seat at the Candlelight Processional performance. And you can purchase one of Disney's candlelight dining packages that are available on select nights during the holiday season. Now, these packages include a meal, a guaranteed seat for the processional, like I said before. All you have to do is call 407-WDW-DINE. That's 407-939-3463 to make your reservations. These packages, very popular, and they sell out quick, especially for the big names, so don't wait until a couple of days before. Do it right now. Get on the phone and get on with them. Also, as always, Illuminations Reflections of Earth happens nightly at 9:30 p.m. The World Showcase Promenade comes alive nightly with the brilliance of, the music, the lights, the lasers, the water fountains, the pyrotechnics, the fires, all that stuff. It's Disney's signature nighttime spectacular. Illuminations Reflections of Earth. And from November 28th through December the 30th, Disney presents a unique finale to celebrate the season with the song Let There Be Peace on Earth at its center.
I'm glad it's Let There Be Peace on Earth. I thought we were going to say Let It Go.
Yeah, no.
I'm surprised.
Again, Aljon, don't give them any ideas.
I know, right?
Aljon's being a troublemaker, isn't he? What's up with that?
I don't know.
You are just the catalyst of chaos tonight.
Ooh.
I must be a little salty tonight.
Nothing wrong with being a little salty. Nothing wrong with that at all. Also, holiday storytellers, like I said before, in the World Showcase, going on November 28th through December 29th. Holiday merchandise at Epcot. Yes, they've even got that Stop by Santa's Village and the American Adventure, where you can get your favorite gifts for toys to stocking stuffers and all your Christmas tree trimmings, if you want to call it that. No matter where you go in Epcot, you're going to find the perfect holiday gifts. And finally, we have Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, the reason I say finally is because there's nothing going on over at the Animal Kingdom when it comes to the holidays. The Jingle Jammin' Jungle Parade is no longer around. It went bye-bye back before the summer, so we don't have the opportunity to check that out. So all you have left is Disney's Hollywood Studios. But do not worry, because there's a lot going on. Just days, and I mean days, literally after they wrapped up the Frozen Summer Fun promotion, park officials announced a new premium package for fans during the holiday season. Poor Aljon it's killing it. Disney's Hollywood Studios offers its Frozen Holiday Premium Package, November 7th through the 19th, and November 21st through December the 9th, and December 11th through January the 4th. It's done in stages here. It's a new VIP package that gives fans exclusive opportunities throughout the day at the park.
You don't say.
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought, you get reserved seating for a performance of For the First Time in Forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration. You've got reserved viewing for the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights. You do not want to miss that over on the streets of America. You want to see lights like you've never seen them before when it comes to Christmas time, you need to go and check out that part of the park. Also, it's unreal. It is absolutely. I was actually jealous of everybody that was going to get to see it while I was there a couple of weeks ago, because I could see all the lights up around Streets of America, and I'm just picturing it in my head. And I've seen pictures since, and it looks fantastic once again this year. Also, Frozen-themed dessert party with special Anna and Elsa cupcakes and other sweets as well. Cupcakes, always. It's something cupcakes, Kristen. My God. It never stops.
Cupcakes in a cup.
Darth Vader cupcakes and now Frozen cupcakes. We can't get away from it. You can also get holiday-themed lithographs. You can get a Frozen pin. You got to have one of those. Tickets for the VIP experience does cost $89 plus tax per adult and $59 plus tax for children ages 3 to 9. These prices include gratuity as well. If you want to make a reservation, call 407-939-1854. And that really covers a lot of what's happening at the theme parks. Don't forget you can go to the resorts as well. Do a little resort hopping on your Walt Disney World vacation and check out some of the holiday theming in the different resorts because it's represented in a different way. You've got the gingerbread house and so many other things to check out. No, you can't eat the gingerbread house, but you can buy some gingerbread after you see the gingerbread house if you want to check that out.
Have you ever gotten some of the gingerbread stuff there?
No, I have not. No.
It's very, very good. I'm just saying.
It smells really good. I've seen the house quite a few times, but I never got to sample it. So you've got all that stuff.
Shuttle next time you're there,
I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Excuse me. This molding's loose. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. I'm good. There. See. There. We're good.
Good. I'm all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Downtown Disney doesn't have a lot to offer when it comes to holiday stuff, but excuse me. Head down there, check out the holiday decorations as well. Lots of things holiday-wise happening at the Walt Disney World Resort. And while you're there, you'll be happy to know, finally, the Magic Kingdom Railroad is back up and running as of November the 8th.
Woohoo!
So, all aboard, and you can hear that fantastic whistle and that bell going off throughout the Magic Kingdom, and enjoy your vacation. And those are really the big stuff that is happening with the Walt Disney World Resort right now. So it's the holidays. Things kind of ramp down a little bit. So that's all I've got.
Not a problem. Thank you, Jeff Davis. Once again, you can follow him for all kinds of good stuff at DW_60 on Twitter. Moving along, we've got food news and more that you can use. Kristen with the Dining at Disney update. What do you have there, Kristen? A lot of food stuff.
I do. I have a few bits and pieces of food news. One of them is that Cinderella's Royal Table will be undergoing a refurbishment in January. And to replace that for Cinderella's dining experience starting on January 8th, you can head over to Citricos. If you've ever done the one over at Cinderella's Royal Table, you know that they give all the girls' little wand and all of the princes or knights, whatever you want to call your little boy, all of them get a sword. They will continue to keep doing that magical wishing ceremony as well. Annual pass holders and DVC members can be getting on December 3rd. Make reservations. All other guests can make their reservations on December 4th. Breakfast and brunch hours will be from 8 a.m. to 2:20, and the price will be $49.99 for those 10 and older, and $31.99 for ages 3 to 9. The Disney dining plan will be accepted, and just like Cinderella's Royal Table, it will take 2 credits. So, yeah. I don't know how that's going to be. It's not quite the same. I mean, we've been to Citricos. It's nice. But it's no, atmosphere-wise of dining in Cinderella's Royal Table. So.
Yeah, I've done 1900 Park Fair dining one time. Don't get me wrong. I love Grand Floridian. I love it. I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. It's got charm. But it just seems like the atmosphere is especially for dining is not as what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, it's really understated.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, did you get that same impression?
I'm not overly impressed with that restaurant. I think for signature dining, it just doesn't compare to many of the other choices that you have, like Narcosis or Flying Fish, Chico. I think for 2 credits, there's other places that have better food and a better atmosphere. So.
Well, it is what it is. They have to rehab the castle, so at least they're doing it. You know, you'll be able to get a good character meet and greet and some food out of the way, and maybe do a little bit of the swinging of the sword and the magic wand, and hopefully the kids will enjoy it. You know, that's all we can hope for, I guess, in that case. Kristen, what else do we have on tap there?
I'm waiting for this to load.
Oh, okay.
My computer is not being nice to me today. It's always something with technology for me.
I tell you, the Cinderella's Royal Table experience.
Let's see how much I can do this off the top of my head.
Oh.
So, over at Disney California Adventure, they have the Viva Navidad. We did not talk about this, did we, Jeff?
No, we did not.
Okay, just making sure. It's their little Latin holiday culture that they do. Several food dishes. It's going to be taking place at Paradise Garden Grill, which is located over by Goofy Sky School, if you've ever been there. Some of the menu items they're going to have is a torta al pastor, which is a pork dish. Let's see, what else was on there? Ceviche, street-style tacos. They're going to have as well as sweet tamales. And that's going to be taking place later this month. There wasn't a date named yet.
That sounds good.
But that's really all I have for my food news, Aljon.
All right. Well, thank you for that tasty little nugget. You can follow her at Dining at Disney on Twitter. So, moving on, we're one of the very few webcasts and podcasts that cover Disney video games, and I'm proud to say that Mr. Eric Allen is always on point with what the gamers out there are doing, what is new and hot. Eric, we got some great Disney video game news. What do we have?
I do, and I'm going to start off with something that's not Disney news. It's Star Wars news.
Okay, that works. Okay. Disney Star Wars.
All right, how many of you remember like the old PC game X-Wing, and then like the sequel that came out after that, TIE Fighter?
Oh yeah, yep, I remember that.
Yeah. Well, say hallelujah and rejoice and thank the retro video game gods, because that game is back.
Thank the maker.
Thank the maker.
Praise the Lord.
Special downloadable versions of both X-Wing and TIE Fighter. Now, these are the collector's editions as well, by the way. They have been released on the website goodoldgames.com, and you can get them for $9.99 each, digital download. They have been tweaked and updated to where they will run on Windows, XP, 7, 8, Vista. So, don't feel that you got to like drag the old DOS machine out of the closet and just like dust it off and see if it'll hook back up to the TV, because they do work. I have actually downloaded both of them and played. Yes, I've gone through, and on the collector's edition on both of them, you have to have a joystick plugged in. But in case you don't have the flight joystick, like the little Xbox-style controller that plugs into your USB ports, that works perfectly. My son does not know this, but I borrowed his little plug-in joystick, and that's what I used. So I'm sure he's going to know soon enough.
I'm right here. I can hear him.
But yeah, I mean, good old games. There are a lot of older games that you can get as well. While I was there, I do have to confess, I was a big Wing Commander junkie back in the day, and they've got like all 4 of them plus Privateer for sale for like $2.99 each. So yes, we downloaded those.
Yeah.
So what was the website again, Eric?
Goodoldgames.com.
Okay.
And it is, let's see, no, I don't have it up, but it's like GOG.com. Which if you just search for good old games, there it is.
I'll be sure to include that link in the show notes for our webcast and YouTube show. So there you go.
Yeah. Now, going from old games to a new game, how many of us liked Fantasia when it came out?
Sure.
It's because we saw it in the theaters back in 1940. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
We're all that old, you know.
For the first time in the. Oh.
Uh-oh. We lose somebody?
No, she's still there. I see her.
Okay. All right, got it. Well, the studio behind Rock Band and Dance Central has taken Fantasia and given it a video game sequel. The name of the game is Fantasia Music Evolved. It is out for Xbox One and the Xbox 360. The company is called Harmonix. It spent the last few years scouring the Walt Disney Animation Research Library to bring the classic film to life in a brand new way. It ties into the Kinect, and
Naturally.
there are you get remixes, you get where you get to try to conduct, basically kind of like with Rock Band, rather than playing a guitar or drums, you have a wand, and you can actually, there is a two-player mode to it, to where you can have dueling conductors as well. Now the setting of the game, of course, you have magician Yen Sid, which, for those of you who have never ridden the great movie ride, is actually Disney spelled backwards. Just in case you didn't know that.
Did not know that. No, didn't know
In case
that.
you're one of the 3 people that were listening to this and go, wow, I never did know that.
I didn't know that.
Okay. Players assume the role of the Sorcerer's Apprentice, which Mickey Mouse portrayed, of course. There is a female apprentice named Scout, who is your in-game guide, in which you attempt to save Fantasia from the noise with the hope of earning the hat that Mickey made famous. Yay. There's been a long lineage of Sorcerer's Apprentices within the game world, and Mickey is the most famous, so of course he's going to make a cameo appearance. And really, this is, like I said before, this is for the Kinect, and Microsoft's trying to get people to get the Kinect now, because they basically had to offer a Kinect-less version of the Xbox One to compete with the lower price of the PlayStation 4. But if you decide to get it, you're going to need a Kinect. If you don't have one, you're going to have to get one.
Well, there you go.
It's a good time for that, with all that's happening right now on Once Upon a Time. That's a great game to have.
Yeah, and the Kinect sometimes gets a bad rep.
It does.
From people, but I actually enjoyed playing the Disneyland Adventures with it.
Cool.
I mean, you didn't like it. You didn't like it, did you, Jeff?
No. It's not that I didn't like it.
Yes.
It's like you said, the Kinect has not had the best of reputations.
Yes.
When it came, and there were certain portions of the game where it was very, very difficult to control your avatar in that world, and specifically with the way that if you were flying, now walking around to different things weren't too bad, but there were some portions of the game that were very, very difficult to try.
I will agree. I will agree that it does kind of get tiring to go like, it's like, hey, I'm Green Lantern, charge, just to make sure that you're walking. Just because that's how you controlled it. It's kind of like, oh, stick my hand out. Now I'm walking. I go this way. Okay, I'm turning, and then, oh, wait a minute, I activated a minigame. I didn't want this minigame. So
yeah, that's exactly right.
I've heard it's gotten better with recent updates.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah.
That's good.
I haven't played it since 2 years ago, I think.
Yes.
Originally, was that video game not just for the Xbox? What is it? Xbox
360.
360.
Yes.
Yeah. Xbox, is it the Xbox One now, right?
It's the Xbox One now. That's the next generation version.
So I was gonna say, maybe things have changed where it's better.
Well, we can hope, because I thought it was a great concept for a game, and because any time that you can virtually go around the Magic Kingdom, it's a good day. Yeah.
It could be better with the Xbox One version, but the problem is what Microsoft has done specifically with that package. The Xbox One is now available without the brand new Kinect extension of the console itself, simply because there were, at the time of launch, which has pretty much been a year now, a lot of bugs in the system, and not a lot of people wanted to have the Kinect because they had no interest in it. So a lot of people weren't buying the Xbox One since they have now offered it without it. So if you want to play this game now, you may have to spend the extra $50 to $75, or probably even more than that, to pick up the new Kinect, be able to play it, unless you still kept your Xbox 360 Kinect in your old console as well. So
you wouldn't know anybody like that, would you, Jeff?
I still have my Xbox 360 and Kinect right down there. So yeah.
See, there you go.
Haven't picked up my Xbox One yet, but I will one day.
Black Friday may be your day.
There you go.
It could be. It could be.
And as I have been told, Black Friday is it's got a lot of Disney Infinity specials going on.
It does. It does, actually. Specifically, Walmart's Black Friday sale is going to have Disney Infinity 2.0 available for just $35, and also extra characters available for just $9. So guess who's getting 2.0 for Christmas this year? Yeah. And I told Eric this when 2.0 first came out. I'm thinking about holding out until the Black Friday or Thanksgiving Day sales. Now I'm glad that I did. So,
and there you go. Patience is a virtue, and good things come to those who wait.
Yes, it is.
Oh, they say.
Well,
not in every situation, but this one it worked out. So,
well, there you go.
Well, I tell you what, you are our resident gaming guy, so if you're interested in games and want to chit-chat games with Eric, feel free to follow Mr. Eric Allen at on his show, I guess, Twitter page. I guess you want to promote that, right?
That would be at Sorcom Review on Twitter. And you can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Sorcom Review.
Make it so. We have a couple more. Got a couple more really cool stories really quick. We've got a lot of Blu-ray DVDs things coming out. For example, this week we had Phineas and Ferb Star Wars come out. So if you haven't checked it out, I think you should.
I got it.
Yeah, me too.
So
gotta get it. Gotta get it.
It is the retelling of Star Wars A New Hope, retold and refurbished. You can check that out on our Amazon link at WDWAfterdark.com. It's only $12.99 and free shipping if you order more than $35 worth of stuff. So you can pick that up and the Frozen sing-along on Blu-ray too if you want. Right? So definitely.
I have the Frozen sing-along. Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's that, Kristen?
Yeah, because you can't find Frozen stuff anywhere else.
No.
No, right? Well, check out the little write-up here. A couple summers ago in a galaxy far, far away, Phineas and Ferb are happily basking in the glow of Tatooine's twin suns until plans for the Death Star accidentally fall into their hands, thrusting them and Agent P into a galactic rebellion and an epic struggle of good versus evil, can't speak, in Phineas and Ferb Star Wars. Will Phineas and Ferb be able to resist the dark side? Will Stormtrooper Candace finally bust a rebel? Can Agent P stop Darthenschmerz from using his fourth-powered Sithinator? Features 5 additional episodes for over 2 hours of action-packed fun. This mind-blowing intergalactic adventure is a blast for all ages. May the Ferb be with you always.
Aljon, have you seen it yet?
I've seen like half of it. I need to see the rest of it, but yes, I have seen most of it. Yes, and it's funny.
Does it live up to the Family Guy version of Star Wars?
It's too different. The humor's too different.
Yeah, we was gonna say, man, those are two completely different audiences.
They are.
You're going very adult audience versus like,
You're
hey,
right.
I'm 6 years old.
But see, we're the perfect ones to critique something like that because not only do we love, the kids version, with Phineas and Ferb and everything else, but we love the adult version types of stuff when it comes to Star Wars and Family Guy. So we're the perfect bunch to critique that. So.
Well, I'll put it to you like this, Jeff. They have Lego Star Wars specials. They
Right.
have, uh, you know, uh, Robot Chicken type of spoofs. They have the spoofs that they do on Family Guy. This one, I would say, is right in the middle because it will appeal to the sensibility of the kids that are in the family, and it's very family friendly. But it does have some certain nods in there that the adults will find very clever. So this is not just a one of those brainless Saturday morning cartoons. This actually has a little bit of depth, and I think that's one reason why that Phineas and Ferb actually resonates with a lot of people. It doesn't have the edgy humor that Family Guy has,
Sure.
but what does? Other than American Dad, and they're both like the same. They're in the same universe. So
Yeah.
so there you have that. Now, speaking of Star Wars, okay, the Clone Wars Lost Missions is finally out on Blu-ray and DVD.
Huzzah!
Yeah, right. The circle is now complete. The final season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars that was never really broadcast on TV, but was only available on Netflix, is now available on Blu-ray and DVD. But there's more. Features new bonus features and some of the Emmy Award-winning show's most critically acclaimed episodes. You'll find the Lost Missions being the conflict of the Separatists and the Republic escalating all up until the Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith movie. So you'll get to check out all of those extra things, and then of course there's extra footage in there as well, a never before seen 16-minute documentary on Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and the Blu-ray edition includes 4 additional story reels from the Lost Missions. Now if you check out StarWars.com, you'll know that they actually pieced together 4 additional episodes, piecemealed them together with the voice actors already had completed the voiceovers, and they actually did some animatics for them as well, and those are really good stories. So if you haven't checked it out, I think this is going to be a great gift for someone for the holidays to complete their Star Wars: The Clone Wars collection. So check that out. And once again, you can find that on Amazon. And not to be outdone, the Clone Wars original soundtrack from seasons 1 through 6 by famed composer Kevin Kiner is out out digitally as well. And it's got all the great compositions through the entire series. And if you don't know Kevin Kiner's work, you should, because if you're a Star Trek fan, you'll know that he's done a lot of music for the Star Trek films as well as Next Generation. So I think that's really cool to note that he was able to bring his style of music to Star Wars: The Clone Wars in a great way. So please check that out. Circling back to Disney, Planes Fire Rescue Blu-ray is out as well this week, so please check that out. Of course, Planes Fire and Rescue features the voice talents of Eric Estrada, Terry Hatcher, Dane Cook, Ed Harris, Julie Bowen. It's a really heartwarming story, no pun intended. So please check out Planes, Fire, and Rescue.
Sounds like it's a very butt-warming story, too.
Oh, gosh.
Absolutely. Special features include an animated short, Vitaminamulch, an air spectacular. You can also check out the spoof Chops in a TV promo. That's, I guess, a spoof on Chips. And, of course, plenty of other special nuggets, including deleted scenes, animated shorts, and a guest who's been on WDW Tiki Room as well as Sorcerer Radio, Spencer Lee, the musician with his music video I Still Fly, will be featured in there as well. Tons of great stuff on this Blu-ray, and it's definitely a pick for me. So once again, please feel free to check that out. Now, I don't know, I mean, Jeff covered so many things for holidays around the world. Eric covered video games and food. Something that we mentioned on WDW Tiki Room this morning is something that really intrigues me, and I don't believe you touched on this, Jeff and Kristen, last week, but the announcement of a sequel to a famous Pixar movie. Can anyone know who that is? You didn't talk about it?
No, we did not talk about that, no.
We did not talk about Toy Story 4.
That's right. So Toy Story 4 has been announced, and I tell you, the Disney fans out there went buck wild crazy when this announcement happened. Of course, the new original film is being planned and it being helmed and directed by none other than John Lasseter. He says he really wants to keep his directing chops up, and what better way than to do it with this next installment of the Toy Story franchise. All right, the writing team of Rashada Jones and Will McCormick are going to join in on the product as well, and the film is slated to be released on June 16th of 2017. And of course, John Lasseter has been very vocal about the behind the scenes of the film as yet. He says that the skeleton of the film will revolve around a romance. So what do you all think about this particular film? I mean, Pixar is going to the well, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, and now Toy Story. And this adventure is going to be a pretty, interesting thing. And of course, Tom Hanks will be back to reprise his role as Woody, and Tim Allen, one of my favorite comedians, coming back as Buzz Lightyear. So what do you all think about that? And we can start the roundtable with Eric.
I'm leery about this. I mean, I was leery about Toy Story 3. I'm just like, how many times can you go back to the well and do magic? It's sooner or later, people are going to say, there enough Toy Story. I mean, obviously, Toy Story 3 was, it was a success, and that's good. I think there's more out there for Pixar to do than another Toy Story. It seems like a safe decision.
Sure.
And it's kind of like, well, we got nothing better to do. Let's put out another Toy Story movie. And I'm being overly facetious and cynical about that, but I mean, where's The Incredibles 2?
Coming, apparently.
I mean,
in development, Eric.
If I want to see that more than I want to see more Woody and Buzz. I'm there. I've said it.
There you
Or
go.
give me more original stories. That's the things that I like from Pixar. I like the original stories.
Well, you're going to get an opportunity to see that when Inside Out hits theaters soon.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just, how much Toy Story is too much? And this is the same trap with Frozen. How much Frozen is too much?
Well, let me ask you this, Eric. Did you like Cars 2? Did you see it?
No.
No?
No.
Kristen, you saw Cars 2. What did you think?
I didn't have a problem with it, but I agree that there's a limit to the number of movies you should do. There really is, because at some point it's gonna not go well, and then for a division like Pixar that has done very well for itself, why take a chance and do one too many?
Interesting.
I mean, look at franchise movies. For the most part, 1, maybe 3 is good. 2's always, it pretty much never works out well. But look at the number of franchises in horror movies, and people go, because of course those are the ones that you have the most movies of.
Well,
something goes wrong.
Well, look at.
How long can you do a franchise about toys? You're talking about in real life. It works for Harry Potter. It has worked for Star Wars because it's a life progression. It's not a movie and another movie. By
It's
now,
kind of
I mean,
Bond too, and kind of worked for James Bond. Some would say.
But
I understand what you're saying.
Now, the way this is about the same kid. I'm sorry. How old should this kid be right now? What year was the first movie?
95 was it?
94, 95, something like that, right? I think you're right. Because
So
we talked about
how old Andy is now. I hope Andy is still not playing with his toys.
Oh no, it's with that girl now. You remember?
Yeah,
Oh,
with Bonnie.
Bonnie.
So here's the question: what happens when Bonnie grows up?
then we're
I mean,
gonna.
you're gonna have the same
Then it's
storyline as, you know, Bonnie's going to be going off to college. What's going to happen with this in Toy Story 7? I mean, is she going to hand them off to, like, her niece? Or,
See, the thing,
Andy will have kids by then. So
And
the
then I'll go
circle will
back
complete. Yeah.
well, the thing is that these stories and sequels don't have to pay any attention to the linear time in which we live. It could be 5 years from now, and we're telling a story of Bonnie, and she's only a year older. You know, so I mean, it is animation after all. Time has no meaning there, and these are all fictional stories. But I think that the greatest asset that Pixar does have is the strength of its characters and storytelling. So, although people like us may be skeptical about going once too many to the well, I think that Tom Hanks and Tim Allen are not going to sign off to do another cookie cutter movie. They're going to want to do something that actually makes sense and that they can lend their artistic and creativity to. Jeff, what do you think about this?
I am a big Toy Story fan, have loved every single movie, every one of them. And like Anna and Elsa have become when it comes to Frozen, these guys right here, these characters are one of the most recognizable characters in the Disney family next to like Mickey and Minnie. You see these guys, they are Disney, and they are a huge part of the Disney family. They've got attractions, they've got all the toys, which continue to be popular during the holiday seasons and everything else. So the fact that Disney wants to not just double dip, triple dip, but I guess quad drip into the Toy Story franchise is relatively a decent idea, I think. When you guys mentioned the fact of Andy not being around or anything, this could be a prequel to Andy. It could be with the young girl, or it may be something totally different that we were not expecting whatsoever. And it brings on yet another new generation of Toy Story fans for the Disney family and also for Pixar. So, when they announce something like this, yeah, I kind of go, again? But then I said that with Toy Story 3, and I really enjoyed it, and I think it's really going to be something to look forward to. But like Eric said, yeah, where's The Incredibles? Where's another Incredibles type movie? And so many other movies that we thought should have had a sequel.
Right, Ratatouille.
Yeah, Ratatouille. Where's another one of those? Where's Wall-E? There are a lot of different options, but they're going with something that has done well for them in the past, and I'm sure that Woody, Buzz, and the entire gang are not going to let us down when it comes to Toy Story 4 in 2017. So, yes, I'm very, very excited to see this guy right here once again on the big screen. So, yeah, I'm happy.
There you go. What does everyone think?
I love how Jeff's just talking. I'm so excited.
I know. Jeff's got product placement going on. I really did awesome product placement. Well, what do you all think out there? Feel free to let us know at WDW After Dark on our YouTube channel, Facebook, or Twitter. We'd like for you to chime in on this discussion regarding Toy Story 4. Do you think they're going once to the well with these beloved characters? Are they so beloved? Or do you think they should maybe go in a different direction? Maybe do Ratatouille 2, or maybe something completely new? Let us know what you think through social media, and we'll answer those questions here on the program. Curious to see what everyone thinks. It's it's an interesting time because I tell you, we've got the new Finding Nemo sequel that's coming out.
That's right, yeah.
We've got Inside Out that's going to be released really soon, and it should be a really, really cool thing. So
I think Pixar ought to make a movie about us.
Oh.
Okay, then
Come on, you tell me you wouldn't like to see Jeff done by Pixar?
Who would be the voice of Eric?
We play ourselves.
We would play ourselves.
Play yourself.
No one else is qualified to play us.
Oh no, I do have someone that could play you, Eric. Are you ready for this? John Ratzenberger.
Oh God.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would sell. That would sell.
I can tell you who won't be playing Kristen is Joan Cusack.
Oh snap.
Oh yeah.
She does not like Joan Cusack. She does not like Jesse. You're not a big fan of Jesse, are you, Kristen?
No. I do like John, though. I am a fan of John Cusack.
Well, John Cusack is not going to play a chick. I'm sorry to say.
No.
Well, maybe.
I'm afraid not. No.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Someone.
I would hope that. Let's see.
Wood Wilson as Jeff Dave.
What's his name? I would hope that perhaps maybe George Clooney would want to do my part. Yeah. I would hope George Clooney. Yeah, that'd be good.
There you go.
I can handle that. You know, I'd be good with that.
I don't know. He is the worst Batman.
I try not to think
Worse
about
than Val
Batman.
Kilmer?
Worse than no, I don't know if he's worse than Val Kilmer. No.
No, George Clooney is the worst.
Kristen likes Val Kilmer now. Watch out.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a big one.
No, I like Val Kilmer as Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
Wow.
He was a good Bruce Wayne.
Talk about a franchise
He was
that
bad at gold.
No, I'm the Batman. Not you.
Christian Bale will play Jeff Davis.
Ah, there you go.
I'm Jeff Davis.
Exactly right. Oh well, I don't know who's going to play the funny Asian, but yeah.
What funny Asian?
Henry Cho.
That's great. Yeah, Henry Cho. Yeah, let's always go back to
you
that.
go.
Yeah, that'd be a
It's
good
going
one.
to be Aljon and Kumar go to White Castle.
Johnny Kumar.
I tell you who's not going to play Aljon. I tell you who's not going to play Aljon in anything is going to be that crazy Indian guy from the AT&T commercials. Hell no.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
God, no.
No.
I tell you, we're having fun in here. It's happening. We appreciate that once again. Great movie talk. Don't forget to pick up the D23 Disney 23 magazine for this quarter. They are going to be talking about Into the Woods. Have you guys seen this trailer for Into the Woods at all?
Yeah, it looks good.
It's really cool, you know. So there's a look at
No.
there's a look at this magazine featuring exclusive interviews with Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, Anna Kendrick, and Chris Pine. And this movie looks very, very interesting. A lot of this fairy tales that you know and love with a little bit of a twist. Of course, there is a lot more to be said in this magazine. We've got a fascinating story of Frozen. I'm sure you're going to love that, of Frozen in the Vacations by Disney in Norway. We've got Marvel Superheroes game news with Disney Infinity. We've got festive holiday content, a lot of it covered tonight with Jeff Davis, but they're going to be talking about that. And, of course, a D23 Days of Christmas column that's going to be in there. We're going to have, they're going to have a regular column including a walk with Walt, the D Society, and Ask Dave, so it's going to give you a lot of insight. If you're a hardcore Disney fan, this is definitely what you need to check out. Become a member of D23 by going on to d23.com. You can join for free, or you can do what Kristen has done and become a member of D23 and get all these free things, including this magazine that comes with your paid membership, and it's definitely worth checking out. These coffee table books are more than just magazines like People. They're actually very nice, well-bound, great print, great cardstock, and are collectibles. So for more details on that, please visit d23.com.
You know, Aljon,
Yes.
yeah, when you mentioned that movie, Into the Woods,
Yes.
new Disney movie, and you mentioned the actress Meryl Streep being in it,
Yes.
I was surprised that she would actually accept a role at this point, considering what she had to say about Walt Disney himself when the movie Saving Mr. Banks came out. You remember those comments that she made?
Remind me, Jeff, what was that?
Oh, she had a lot of not so nice comments.
She had some
how
not
he
so
was
nice
supposedly
comments.
anti-Semitic and all that
Yeah,
good stuff.
yeah. Very, very surprised after she would go public saying stuff like that and then accept a role in a Disney film. That's a very
All about
I don't know what the word is to use for it, but
Disingenuous?
yeah, you could, yeah, that's a good word for it. Yeah, I was surprised. That's all I'm saying. It's just she wasn't very
Well,
nice about it.
That's new to me. I did not catch that.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
We
we talked about it here on the show a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And you and I have talked about. See, this is why when Aljon and I get old, he's gonna have to be the one with dementia because otherwise I'm gonna have nobody to tell me who I am. Because you didn't remember like 3 weeks ago what happened on this show. So
Poor Aljon. Oh, jeez.
Well, interesting. I did happen to call this up again. This was a article that was published on Fox 411, and Meryl Streep had called, according to this headline written back in January 9th, 2014 at foxnews.com, Meryl Streep calls Walt Disney, quote, gender bigot, and Disney Family Organization fires back. So just to give you an idea, it says, according to Variety, Streep was presenting fellow organization's Best Actress Award for her portrayal as Mary Poppins, author P.L. Travers in the film Saving Mr. Banks. Along the way, Streep called Thompson a, quote, beautiful artist and practically a saint. And then she turned to her attention to Disney, playing Disney, who played Banks, or Disney, played by Tom Hanks. Disney's reputation has long been dodged by accusations of anti-Semitism, but Streep focused most of her attention on Disney's treatment of women, calling the legendary impresario a gender bigot. A, quote, longtime Disney animator Ward Kimball, who said his boss, quote, didn't trust women or cats. Interesting. And that's from Ward Kimball.
that's what I said. She had said that he hated women and he was anti-Semitic. So.
Well, Streep also accused Disney of supporting, quote, an anti-Semitic industry lobbying group, unquote, believing to be a reference to the Motion Picture Alliance, and quoted a letter purportedly written by Disney's company to an aspiring female animator, which read, in part, quote, women do not do any of the creative work in connection with preparing the cartoons for screen. That task is performed entirely by young men, end quote. And the Walt Disney Museum had fired back a tweet on their page that said, hey, at official Meryl Streep, want the real truth about Walt Disney, visit the museum and we'll give you a tour, or, Google it, smiley face. Wow.
The thing is,
let's have her star in a Disney movie,
If you think about back in the day, when did Walt get to California? 1923. How many women back in 1923 were working?
Right.
That's the one thing that is also missing from her whole statement is when Walt was alive and working and doing all these things, not many women, period, were in the workforce.
But that all changed later on when he started doing the television spots for the, creation of Disneyland and everything else. Women were actually involved in those and the presentation and everything else that had to do with decorating in so many different ways of Disneyland when it was first built. And I mean, all in all, I find it ironic how Streep would say those type of things, but yet the almighty dollar comes calling, and I want to get a little bit richer. And hey, I'll do a Disney film with you. But yet, I've said all these different things in the past. It's just
She's just another person who likes to stir the pot and cause a problem, and money is the end all be all.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Another really interesting topic, and I didn't mean to bring that up, but that it was interesting, and I'd somehow forgotten that whole thing had went down. So, yeah, I'd be curious to see, what you all think as listeners and viewers of this show. about her comments, because I'm definitely one. If you're in show business, you know Disney's a huge name. You know, why would you be so outspoken about it? Because you know that they casted her long before that whole situation happened. You know,
Yeah.
That's what they call biting the hand that's fed you.
that's right. Interesting.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't think she's that great of an actress that they should have kept her in that role. I think they should have fired her.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, think about this.
There are fantastic actresses out there that can replace her.
Yeah.
And see, she's a prime example of the people that make me decide I'm not going to see another movie you're in. You say something, whether it's something like that or political or religion or whatever, and you try and push an agenda, I now don't want to buy your stuff. Just like I will never, ever see another Tom Cruise movie.
Oh, there you
I
go.
don't believe in what I do not believe in. Some of the things he has said have been so just wrong, and he's done have been so wrong that I don't want to support that. So I really prefer all my celebrities to just keep their mouth shut. Be like, yes, thank you. I'd like to thank my mom and my dad and my husband and my children and God or whoever else they want to thank. But keep it at that. Don't go on these little tirades.
Here's what they do, Kristen. If you're an actress or an actor, stick to the script. And when you're done with the script, go home and live your private life. Shut your mouth.
If you don't, and I like your music or anything else, you know, there is piracy after all.
We don't condone that, by the way.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
The only piracy we condone is on the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction. Thank you.
Arr, exactly, matey. We want the redhead.
Interesting stuff in the chat
As
room.
Aljon knows, I strongly believe in supporting the artists that I listen to. If I like their music, I buy it because I know how hard they work to do that. Unless, like I said, you speak horribly, and then I will never buy or listen or watch any of your product, even if it's good.
You know, it's funny you all mentioned that, because Kenny Crowley's joining us. Or Kenny Crowley's in the chat room, and maybe he can help me. But Kathleen Kennedy, the head of Lucasfilm now, had hired someone to direct the brand new standalone Star Wars film, who was very critical of George Lucas and his prequels, and in fact made a lot of, I guess, inflammatory posts about George Lucas. If you can post that, Kenny, in the chat room, I'd appreciate it. But they hired him anyway to do a film, and I'm thinking to myself, you're gonna take someone that basically told George Lucas to, you know, F off,
Yeah.
because he basically had, ruined his childhood, trilogy. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you want anyone so critical of your product to work for you? And I understand that, people have their, maybe it's because of their criticism that they would be a perfect person because they feel so strongly about the franchise. But why would you bite the hand that fed you? And I think that just, for me, I'm just left shaking my head going, why are these people that would publicly destroy the people or the company that would harm them? Like, for example, Demi Lovato, right? Did we talk about this, Kristen, before? I know we did in After Dark at some point. But even Demi Lovato has been very outspoken against the Disney Channel and how they treat their childhood stars. And of course, this is, from what I can remember, so don't quote me on this as being fact, but it doesn't make any sense at all, because those are the people that brought you to the dance and led you to fame and fortune, and yet you're going to be very super critical of them. And I'm thinking, yeah, you can be critical, to a certain degree, but you can't be defamatory. I would venture, don't be defamatory, because they brought you to the dance. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. Now, we will criticize Disney or Lucas or Marvel where we think they're doing wrong. But there's a difference. I mean, we're not going to say, up yours, Bob Iger. Oh, wait, I just said that. But, Bob, it's okay. You're cool. We good.
But even then, we're not calling Bob Iger what Meryl Streep called Walt Disney.
No. I mean, there's a difference between criticizing and slandering, basically. So there is a line. Now, if somebody is saying, I don't like what happened in the prequels for this reason or this reason, then if I were Kathleen Kennedy, I wouldn't have no problem hiring the person, saying, all right, he's got differences. He cares about it enough to say it. And he's thinking about it. This person would be invested in it. This would not be just another directing gig for them.
However,
Gary,
and by the way, Kenny Crowley in the chat room says the name is Gary Whitta, and yes, Gary Whitta had been a writer and produced a bunch of several films, and video games, and he went on the record and he said something like, F you, George Lucas, blah 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 blah, whatever, and then of course he was very critical of the prequels. Now a lot of people are very critical of the prequels. A lot of people are critical of Disney films. But once again, it seems really, it seems like a bad move on Lucasfilm's part, I think, to hire someone like that, and I think it's a bad move on Disney's part that someone like Meryl Streep would say something that they said, and then and generate bad publicity and still be on a project. I would have fired her ass.
Yeah, I would have too.
Plain and simple.
I probably would have too.
Yeah.
It's not like she said, "Oh, by the way, I really like Alien, and whatever, Alien Invasion, or whatever the heck that thing was, and I don't like Stitch's, the Stitch attraction." It's not like she said that. It's not like she said, "Oh, you say I'm losing my Disney cred because I'm getting all fired up right now."
I mean, she was literally defacing the creator of everything Disney in a whole. Is basically what she was doing, and yet she'll do something like that, but can still accept a paycheck for a starring role in a Disney film. It's I didn't mean to stir up a pot here, I just found it ironic when you said that, and then I had not seen the trailer for Into the Woods or anything else like that, so I did not know about it, and it clicked in my head right then and there. But
well, there are a lot of people that are out there that are openly critical. But I think drawing the line and being defamatory is completely, it's out of line, especially when said company writes your checks, or may possibly write your checks. So
I got to tell you, if I was on the red carpet for the premiere of that film, and she comes down the red carpet and she comes to my microphone, the very first question I would ask her is, referencing your comments from blah 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 blah, yet you're starring in a Disney film, what do you have to say about that? And I'd love to get the reaction,
I hope someone has the balls to ask her on the red carpet of Into the Woods and sees what and hears what she says, on video, or so Perez Hilton, get on that. TMZ, get on.
Yeah, there you go.
Howard Stern.
Very good. Yes.
Like hit up those media outlets and be like, hey, the question, please ask.
So basically, Jeff, what you're saying is if we get the red carpet invitation, you want us to fly you out there so you can do it?
I am on top of it. Let me know.
That'll blackball us for any future event.
I know, right? Not that I get to go to it now, but that would be my first and only red carpet event with Disney if that were the case.
It'll probably be our one and only. I'm going back to taking video from Disney that they send me. They're not going to invite me personally anymore after that. So, well, I tell you what, the show is near winding down.
We still got 30 minutes. We still got 30 minutes.
Well, we have some time. Yeah.
We have our question.
We got our question to get to.
That's the question that we talked about last week because.
And I think this ties in very well.
Everybody was here for that.
Well, very good. Kristen or Jeff, who wants to pose this question of the week?
Kristen, go ahead.
Okay. So Jeff had posted in the Fun Zone, SR Fun Zone, over a week ago now, but he wanted to know about pet peeves at Disney. what are some of the things that irritate you most when you visit the Disney parks?
Oh.
And of course, this became a huge, like, long thread of comments people had. So we want you guys who are in the chat, go ahead, put some of those things in there. We'll read them, and then Aljon, I'm gonna make you start first.
What is my pet peeve?
You can list as many. You could list like 30 if you had 30.
Oh, geez, I don't know if we have time to deal with all that.
Give us your top 3 pet
Top
peeves.
3 pet peeves.
Oh, let's go with top 5. Everybody's top 5 pet peeves.
Okay, top 5. There we go.
Okay. Okay, this is right off the top of my head. Top 5 pet peeves when I visit the Disney parks. I'll say that one of my pet peeves are parents that can't control their children. I think that it's a real big issue. When you are spending 2 dining credits in a signature dining restaurant, or a signature restaurant, or like Kristen and I when we were invited by our friends to go eat at Club 33 at Disneyland.
Oh, that was awful.
The last thing you want is a group of rowdy kids and parents that are not engaged with them in order to make sure they simmer down. You are there to have a really nice time, an elegant time, a time to connect with friends and family. You are not there to hear children run about like crazy mad people, like Lord of the Flies, and run around like acting like a bunch of, or adults for that. So, come on, teach your kids some respect, teach your children to be respectful of others. So that is one of my pet peeves. One of my other pet peeves, I think, is, oh man, this is hard, man. One of my other pet peeves, I believe, is, it's going to be hard to say, man.
Just say it. Just say it. Spit it out.
I think it's cast members with attitudes.
Oh, yeah. Kristen talked about this last week.
I know you did. That's why I bring it up, because I remember listening to the podcast when I was uploading it to the server, and I was thinking to myself, I totally agree with what you all said. That I think that, when you're there and you're needing a helping hand and a cast member is simply dismissive, I think that sucks. For a case in point, I believe, Kristen, you mentioned the thing that happened to us at the American Gardens Theater for Eat to the Beat, right?
Yes.
That's exactly what happened. I understand that communication between, a supervisor and their team may not be up to snuff. Things happen, things change, but at least have the common courtesy to say, I'm sorry, sir, I misinformed you. Let's make it good. Want to stay right here and not have to walk, 2 pavilions down in order to get a good seat. We're going to open and release this seating area momentarily. Just feel free to wait and hang around, and everybody will be able to pile in. All it takes is a little bit of kindness, and that little bit of kindness and respect will go a long way. Where is it in Disney training that says that you have to be flip to a customer? I guarantee you they don't teach that at the Disney University. I guarantee you they don't. So that really pisses me off. You're spending your hard-earned money on a vacation, which you want to be, treated as a valued guest, and all it takes is for them to just screw up. And I understand people have bad days. Hey, I have bad days at work all the time, but to go to this cast member several times and to be put off that way, I think it's totally disrespectful. So. And let me see. I've got another pet peeve. Smoking in the park. Okay.
Isn't that only 3?
This is 3, right? Oh, is it top?
This is peeve number 3.
Okay. Do you want me to do 5 or 3?
5.
Do 5.
God. Okay. So, number 3, smoking in the park. What gives you the right to smoke and light up where it is not a designated smoking area? I don't care who you are. Smoke your cigarettes in a designated smoking area. uh, I have smoked before in my life. I don't smoke currently, and I understand people have their vapor cigarettes, and I can appreciate that. You really need your nicotine. Vape up. That's good. Don't harm me. Don't harm everyone else. But when you clearly speak the language of this country, and you are lighting up in a place that is not where you should be lighting up, I feel like I should put that cigarette out in an ashtray and serve you a ham sandwich in it and have you eat it. That's how I feel about that. The other pet peeve I have, I think, I want to say is, and this pisses me off, and you've heard me say this before, and I hate that I feel like I'm ragging on some parents here, but please don't change your child's diaper in an area that is not sanitary. Okay.
That's not a pet peeve, though.
I understand your kid just took a dump, emptied out his Pampers, all right, and look, I understand, you got to get that kid out of there, but Disney has designated changing rooms in areas that are a little bit more discreet than having you change your child's dirty diaper in the table next to me while I'm trying to eat my food at the Yak and Yeti. And yes, I wanted to yak. Disgusting. Disgusting.
And the thing with that is, it's more than it just being gross. It literally is. It's a health hazard, because somebody's going to go eat there, and the E. coli that was in your kid's crap is now on that table where somebody, say, a French fry falls off, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to pick that up and eat it. Because how many people do that? And now that person is sick on their trip with E. coli because you thought changing on a place where you eat was an appropriate place. Oh, no, I'm stopping. Go, number 5.
Oh, this is going to be like the biggest rant fest ever in the 4-year history of this show. Craziness. And I think, as far as my 5th big pet peeve, I think is something a little bit unexpected, and I would say that it's the beds at the Disney Resort.
You mean the slabs?
The slabs at the Disney Resort beds, okay? So why is it that my wife and I have to get a room and not have a bed sufficient enough for me and my wife to sleep in the same bed in? Why? Why is that? Why does every room at the Disney Resort have 2 twin beds? Or double beds? Why is that? If I want to...
You're saying, why are there so many resorts, but that is an option.
Yeah, why is that? Why can't I get a room with a king size bed? Can someone help me here, Disney? Can someone help me? I don't understand that. Why are there so little rooms with king size beds? I just don't get it. So, it would be nice to be on a vacation and actually sleep in the same bed as my wife, right? Is that too hard to ask for?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so those are my top 5 pet peeves, and I'm sticking to it. Let's move on to Eric, I guess. Does Eric want to give it a shot?
Sure. All right. Number 1 pet peeve, Fast Pass Plus. Yes. Yes. I think it is an abomination unto the theme park gods that you should be able to plan your Fast Passes 60 days in advance. Do you really need to know that you're going to try to ride Space Mountain at 6:05 p.m. on a Tuesday when you're 2 months away from setting foot on Disney property? I think not. No, you should never have a justifiable reason for that. If you think that, yes, you do, then there is something wrong with you. Seek therapy. First of all.
Very true.
Second of all, people who use flashes on dark rides. People, they're lit that way for a freaking reason. So you can see what they want you to see and not see what they don't want you to see. Guess what happens when you use a flash? People see everything, including the stuff that's not meant to be seen. You have a flash setting. Turn it off.
You could trigger a seizure, too.
Yeah, that too. So for the love of God, turn off your freaking flash. Number 3, rude guests. Yes, you paid $100 to get in the park. So did I. We're all here together, and therefore let's all respect each other's opinions, no matter how wrong yours may be. God, I've run out of peeves. That's what, I didn't think that was possible.
Wow. How about that?
Oh no, you have more in there. You're just.
I know I have more.
Are you being kind, Eric? Are you being kind?
I'm trying.
Now I have to say, while you think about this, that
Yes.
if this is their first time listening to our podcast, viewing our webcast, understand that we are huge Disney fans and we love Disney. We go there as many chances as we can get. So this is very much unlike us on this program, ranting like
Yes.
lunatics. But Eric, I'll let you finish your list.
Yes. Another peeve. What are we on? 4? 4. I think so. Okay. We'll call it 4. All right. Pet peeve number 4. Why is it so freaking hard to get a reservation at a restaurant these days? Okay. Do something about it, Disney, please, because I'm tired of going to the Electric Umbrella every time that we can't get a reservation somewhere else.
You know where you need to go?
You don't want to eat at Nine Dragons, Eric?
Yeah. You know, there are times when even 9 Dragons just won't satisfy. I'm telling you. All right. And finally, Food and Wine Festival.
Oh.
Should you really pay $9 for 3 pieces of McNuggets? I'm sorry. These are appetizers.
Oh,
Price them as appetizers, not as entrees. There's a difference.
That's amazing. Oh, this is going to go down as one of the best episodes ever. What kind of discussion are we having tonight? Eric Allen, that was very insightful. Tell us how you really feel. Moving on, let's go with the man himself, Jeff Davis, and then Kristen's going to close us out.
We'll save Jeff for last because
we'll
Jeff.
Save Jeff for last?
Huh?
Okay, I was going to say, I mean, either you or Jeff are going to have like the biggest rants of all. I assume. I said, Kristen's. I don't know if we can control your rant at the very end. Your lid will probably blow off. So, okay, go ahead, Kristen. You have the floor.
Okay, mine. I'm going to fit my pet peeves under a very big category that I am calling entitlement. These are people who feel that they are entitled, that they paid money, so therefore everything now revolves around them. Okay?
Sounds like something I just said.
So first one, Eric already said it, and it for the longest time has been a pet peeve of mine, is flash photography on dark rides. First of all, your eyes have difficulty adjusting back to it being dark. So it really does ruin it. Then the fact is, when you look at these pictures, they don't look good, people. Really, just don't do it. You're annoying the other people around you. Your pictures look like crap. It's just... And if you're going to do it over and over again, which we've been on rides, and you are unfortunate and end up with somebody in the car with you who suffers from seizures, you're about to have a lot of fun. So just don't do it. Smoking anywhere. And I have an issue with smoking, as Aljon knows. Jeff's heard me rant about it before. Please, people, just quit smoking, okay? Just quit smoking.
Jeff, put the cigarette down.
Never.
Jeff, you're vaping.
Jeff's got his little. Now, see, I would have no problem with Disney allowing people to use e-cigarettes anywhere in the park if they would eliminate people smoking cigarettes. Because cigarette, that's fine. You want to kill yourself and breathe in carcinogens, that's one thing. I should have the right to free, clean air. And you now are mucking it up And why are you walking? Just because it's food and wine does not now mean you can stand in the middle of the walkway out front of the beer garden smoking a cigarette. That is not a place. Plus, you have people who recently, like myself, have developed lung issues. Now, you're going to cause the poor little JoJo over here to have an asthma attack because you need to have a cigarette? No, that's not okay. And I don't like the fact that cast members don't want to deal with it either. They just walk by and look at them. It's like, this is why people break rules, because you don't enforce them. You enforce your rules, people learn, they can't break them, and they don't tell other people, hey, I got away with it. So.
You know what, Kristen? You would not believe the amount of people that looked at me strangely when I would take my e-cigarette over to the smoking area in a Walt Disney World theme park. They would look at me and say, they make you come over here and use that in this area? I said, yes, it is their policy that if you have one of these, you use it in a designated smoking area. They're like, well, you could just, it's open air, it's just vapor. I said, at the same time, I'm not going to break the rules that Disney puts forth, but also I bring it to this area for the comfort of others who don't like it. I am looking out for those who have a problem with it and do not appreciate it, so I am looking out for their best interest as well.
It's called respect.
Well, I've always,
respect.
even before you had one of those and we would meet up in the park, you would be like, go to the next place, I'm going to meet up with you, I'm going to take a quick smoke break. You know, it was never like, hey, come hang out with me, which I probably would have because we're friends, but I don't like smoking. My uncle died of lung cancer from smoking, and I don't want to breathe it in, especially now that whenever I do, I have to use a rescue inhaler. But if there were more people that handle it the way you do, I think you'd find there would be less and less people who had complaints about smokers in general.
Probably.
But that's an unfortunate thing. My other pet peeve is the people who have strollers and wheelchairs that think that they can hit you from behind to get you out of their way. Or will run straight at you head on like, I now have something bigger than you, move out of my way. Along with the safety, I also can include people in general in that who are big people, because being barely taller than 5 foot, if you're 6 foot tall and you're walking at me, you're doing it because you know I have no choice but to move out of your way because you will knock me down. And that happens. And on this trip, actually, we had several times where people walked into me. Like, you know, you're trying to move out of their way a little bit, and like, boom, knock into your shoulder, and lost my balance a few times. And so, another pet peeve that involves my shortness, like I said, I'm barely taller than 5 foot. I hate it when I find a place where I'm like, oh, this is perfect. There's like short people around me or not very tall people. This is the perfect view spot, and you know, you get it just right. We're like, okay, I can see most of it. And somebody who is 6'4" walks right in front of you and stops, and you're like, dude, you could have stood next to me. You could stand behind me. You're going to stand in front of me. Oh, and then what's even better than that is people who do that and put their kids on their shoulder. And I really believe if you're going to put your kids on your shoulder, which I am very surprised for safety reasons that Disney allows it, I don't know of many venues, period, that will allow people to put their kids on their shoulders for the fact that the kid can fall and be seriously injured. You know, so I'm surprised Disney allows it. That to me, that's a bigger situation than a kid running around a pool, which a lifeguard will blow their whistle. But yeah, please don't do that. That's just mean and rude, and I can't see through you, first of all, and even if I stand back another 30 feet, I still can't see now over your kid. I think if you're going to do that, stand to the back, stand to the sides, get out of the way, and don't bother the rest of the people who are shorter now than 7 foot, because now that's what you've made yourself. And last but not least of my situations is the people who are loud in restaurants. I am a very loud speaking person myself. However, there is a range above a whisper, a quiet voice in which you should speak in. And because I've always been loud from day one, my parents were like, you need to be quiet. You need to use what I call now use your restaurant voice. That means not everybody around can hear you because nobody else wants to hear your conversation. Everybody's there to have a nice meal, enjoy it. If you're eating at a restaurant where it's $40 an entree, like Flying Fish, California Grill, at that amount of money, you're there to enjoy a nice meal, not somebody talking very loud or kids screaming and yelling. Like at Club 33, I cannot believe they even allow that to happen at the amount that those people pay.
Yeah, it sucked.
But yeah, those are the things that bother me. And again, these are things that don't just interfere with my time. This interferes with people in general. You're ruining stuff for other people. And that's just right. So.
Well, thank you.
There we
for
go.
that.
And we
Good.
do have quite a long list that seems to be occurring in the.
Oh, there you go.
In our we've got a nice list we'll be able to read when we're done.
That's true. Last but not least, Jeff Davis.
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
Story time with Uncle Jeff.
First off, you have an option. You can either leave it at home or leave it in your room, ladies and gentlemen. These right here, tablets. If there is one thing that I despise the most, is seeing tablets popping up throughout the crowd, obstructing the view of children and adults alike when trying to watch certain things, whether it be fireworks, the candlelight processional, whatever. These don't need to come to Walt Disney World, and I'm going to tell you why. If you can afford a tablet like this, you can obviously afford a phone that has a camera on it, if not better than the one that's on this tablet right here. It can take video, and it can take pictures. Leave your tablet at home, or if you're going to take it in the park, just use it for medicinal purposes like checking your FastPass Plus. Or
I like that.
We broadcasting in Colorado now.
or a Facebook post or anything else. Don't put it up in the air like this and have this huge case in the way of my seeing what's going on. All right? Leave them in your room or leave them at home or keep them in your bag.
Or you could do like what we did and just get a phone that's practically a tablet in and of itself.
I know, right? It's practically getting to that point. But they're not quite as big as some of the 10-inch tablets that you have out there.
Oh, yes.
Literally a TV
You
screen.
know that Asus makes a 7-inch phone tab.
Yeah, see,
it's a tablet that's off.
It gets out of hand, literally. And so leave them. Just keep them at home or keep them in the room. Okay, when you're visiting Walt Disney World, people, you are in Florida. And the state of Florida is a very tropical state. Now, we say the word tropical, we go back to like elementary type of definitions as to what tropical means. That means warm weather, which means what happens to the body when it's warm? You sweat. Okay? And when the body sweats, you produce an odor that is not pleasant towards others. Now, I know in the U.S. they do sell these at Target, Walmart, and other locations, deodorant. I know in England they sell it. I know in Brazil they sell it. I even think they probably sell it in places like, I don't know, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Who knows? But the thing is that it's available at your resort as well. People, use deodorant. Shower on your vacations. Don't wear the same clothes over and over and over again, because eventually that sweat's going to get into the material, and whether you use deodorant or not, it is going to stink to high hell.
Okay.
Oh. Wow.
Not just hell, high hell.
Yes.
During Star Wars weekends,
Oh dear.
there is a local who camps out starting Thursday night and all the way through Sunday, and she wears the same outfit, and she never goes home to shower.
Awesome. Do we have enough time for this?
No,
Oh my
I just
God.
wanted to add that in. So Jeff, you can imagine.
Yeah. So please shower when you're on vacation. It goes along with people enjoying their vacation as well. Okay, next one. Photo opportunities. Now, we mentioned flash photography on dock rides and everything else. That's great. But also photo opportunities throughout the park. When you're walking around, you're going to see all kinds of different things. You're going to want to take a lot of pictures. But don't be that jackass who consistently just stops, does not look around them to make sure that somebody isn't 2 feet behind you or there's a stroller tailing your ass the entire time that's going to, cause, an injury because your ankles are going to be all banged up. Look around you, see if there's anybody around. Trust me, the castle is going to be there. It's not going anywhere.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Trust me. They haven't said anything yet. Take your picture and move on. You can still soak it in as you continue down Main Street USA, but if you don't pay attention, the people behind you may not be paying attention either, and they may run slap right into you. It happens. Pay attention when you're taking photos throughout Walt Disney World. That gets on my nerves. And then something else. When you're waiting for an attraction at Walt Disney World, when you're in the queue line, pay attention. I understand you're bored, you're tired of playing Candy Crush or Angry Birds, or you're tired of checking the Disney app and everything, and you're having conversation, but pay attention to what's going on in line. That's how lines continue to move. That's how the wait times don't get so long, because people aren't paying attention. When the line moves forward, move forward with them. But at the same time, if you have a large party of, like, say, 10, 15, do your best to all get in the queue at the same time, because one thing that really pisses me off is I've been standing in line for 20 minutes now for, let's say, Space Mountain, and there's a party of 4 or 5 a little ways up, but they have another party of about 4 or 5 who couldn't get in line when they did, so they take it upon themselves to just walk through the queue. And everybody has to try and maneuver themselves and move over just because you want to get with your party and go on the attraction. You should have gone in the line with them in the first place. If you can't, guess what? There's this thing called a wait time. After you're done with the attraction, your party can wait for you, and then you can all move on to the next attraction together. That's the beauty of it. It's Disney World. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be in there, okay?
Oh, how about this? The 5 in the back? Hey, call the 5 in the front and have the 5 in the front let everybody in front of you go until the 5 in the back catch up to the 5 in the front, and boom, you got your party of 10 together again.
I hate it when people...
If it's one person or, like, mom with a young child or whatever who, like, could
That's
not
different.
go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's different. Okay, but when we're talking about parties of 5 or more that are trying to weave their way through a queue line that is already tight as it is,
Yep.
it's a real pain in the
That's
ass.
a different thing.
That's totally different. So we got tablets, we got using deodorant and showering, hygiene, people. That's what it all comes down to. Photo opportunities. So tablets, shower, photo opportunities, paying attention in the queue, and just keep walking. When you do that stuff, let's see, that's 4. I guess I got to go with Kristen's strollers in the park to wrap it up. It is not the Indy and Daytona 500 when you get to Walt Disney World. You do not have to go at the most possible fast pace that your legs can carry you when you have a stroller. I understand that they make the wheels durable for a certain reason, and especially these Disney strollers. My God, these things are just huge, massive structures going down Main Street USA. And you got to pay attention. Don't drive the stroller like you drive your car most of the time. That's not a good idea. because a lot of people are just not safe when they drive. They don't pay attention, or they're exceeding the speed limit, or making crazy turns. You can't do that when you've got 3,000 people ahead of you. It's just not a good idea. It's not safe. So pay attention with the strollers, people. It just, yeah.
Awesome.
And that's my 5. That's it.
And that's their bottom line because that's what they say. Could really get that right.
Exactly.
But I tell you what, the chat room is buzzing, and great list, everybody. Great stuff there. Jeff, how much time we got?
We have just barely over 2 minutes.
Okay.
Wow.
Read them fast, Aljon.
Oh man, I'm trying to move up really quick. Paul W in the chat says, in the counter service restaurants, people who leave all their trash on a table when they finish eating. We've got
has come up several times. People, with their kids hitting people with strollers to get them out of the way, with children in it. That's been one that's been on here a few times.
Yeah, absolutely. They talk about the whole tablet thing. Of course, people concerned about peeing when you're in the middle of the line, and when you have to go, you have to go. So go pee and then come back, and hopefully that person does what they say they do and save your place in line, because that has happened. When nature calls, you got to go.
Paul said his number one pet peeve is, he said, I waited an hour for parade, sitting on the curb on Main Street. When the parade started, you jump right up in front of me with your kid on your shoulders.
Oh, I hate that. Absolutely hate that. Well, and someone said something about non-sanctioned pets becoming impromptu comfort dogs or something like that.
Yep.
We've seen that happen in the park a lot. If you have a service animal, it should be clearly marked, and it should clearly be a service animal or a comfort animal that has the appropriate harness and leash and all that, not just some toy dog that you pull out of your purse and, he's my comfort dog, and the dog just takes a huge dump in the middle of Epcot, and then you don't bother to take it, pick it up.
That's like me taking Miley to Walt Disney World, over the Animal Kingdom. It's just...
We'll give her a comfort dog vest or something, and just make it work.
Comfort dog vest.
Have a dog, and they put them in the doggy strollers, and the doggy strollers can go places that kids strollers can't. They're like, you have a dog, walk your dog. That was one of the things that
if your dog fits in a stroller, you can carry the dog.
Well, if you have a dog for... Why is the dog not walking is what I want to know.
Well, we have to make sure we have enough time to throw in that introduction for the show as well as some of our ads. I'm going to have to...
People cutting lines. That was another one in here.
What's that?
People cutting lines.
People cutting lines. Oh, how about this? How about this? Big tour groups that happen to raise hell as they walk through the park like an avalanche of humanity. That's also problematic. So we got to get the heck out of here, folks. We appreciate you tuning in to the show. Every single week we're here at WDWAfterdark.com every Friday night at 9 p.m. Download the podcast as well as check us out on YouTube and Stitcher. We're going to have everyone's Twitter handle on our show notes. We also talked about it during the show, so thank you once again. We appreciate it. Anything else before we sign off here tonight, everyone?
I'm good.
That's everything.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thanks again for tuning into the show. WDWAfterdark.com is where you can find all things After Dark. Be part of the After Dark phenomenon, will you? And download the show and keep on preaching on, and we'll keep on doing this show just for you. So we appreciate it. In the meantime, until next week, take care of yourselves and each other.
And Paul says at the counter service restaurants, do not leave your trash on the table.
There you go. I said that.
And don't pee into the wind.
Thanks, everybody. I know. I tried to sign off like Jerry Springer tonight, and I guess I was lost on everybody. So anyway, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Oh, goodness.
Good night.
Looking to take a Disney vacation or cruise? Contact Kristen of MagicalJourneysVacations.com. Magical Journeys is an authorized Disney vacation planner. Kristen will get you the best price available and continue to search for deals until the day you travel, taking the worry out of planning your fantastic vacation. Kristen can help plan your dining reservations and answer any questions you may have. She'll even send you maps from the parks. So contact Kristen of Magical Journeys for your next cruise or Disney vacation. Contact Kristen of Magical Journeys at MagicalJourneysVacations.com. So what are you waiting for? Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Wow, that sounds great. I want to go. Well, you can't. Why not? Because we have to stay at our posts and keep rebel scum like him out.
Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
The new sound of Sorcerer Radio. Version 3.0.
Sorcerer Radio presents the Sorcerer Radio app, version 3.0.
We have the technology.
Check out our brand new Sorcerer Radio app for all iDevices as well as Android devices.
Better, stronger, faster.
Streaming Disney music 24/7. App highlights include a new broadcast window that shows you what you're listening to and what's coming up next.
Hot dog.
Multitasking so you can listen to SR as well as perform other tasks on your iPhone.
Gorge.
Listener access to all of our daily shows. The new interface, a new buffered stream, auto reconnect when signal is lost, visual EQ, pause, rewind, and scrub features,
My goodness.
and the new SR info area. Get your virtual Disney World fix today with the new Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0 from Sorcerer Radio.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
SRSounds.com.